Well, hello friends and welcome to another episode of Cycling Insider. This is Canyon Ultimate CF SLX 8 Di2 road bike for the 2023 season. And in this episode, I will give you the buyer's guide for this bike, and then at the end, I will tell you should you just go ahead and buy it or should you just consider it. So first, let's answer the question, who is this bike for? So you see, Canyon Ultimate CF SLX platform is all about a lightweight climbing machine. It is a stiff bike, it is a proper lightweight carbon fiber frame and fork and all other pieces, and definitely if you are in the market for this type of the bike, you should check the Canyon Ultimate platform. This Ultimate CF SLX is the mid-range of the carbon fiber frames and forks that they can do. Above this level you have the Ultimate CFR, and then below you have the Ultimate CF SL range. So we are talking here about the mid-range of the, as I say, quality carbon fiber forks and the frames. As you see here, the retail price of this bike is 6,450 British pounds or 7,000 US dollars at the moment of recording this video. Absolutely, eye-watering price. As it is, all the bike prices are just going higher and higher. So as you look at it now, 7,000 US dollars. We will dive into the specifications of the bike and really see what do you get for your hard-earned money. One nice thing here is that when you look at the paint schemes on this bike, Canyon is offering two paint schemes. One is this very classic so-called frozen black. I would call it totally blacked out bike. And then you have this beautiful metallic purple with a hint of black, which they call iced berry. I would definitely go with the iced berry paint scheme. It just looks stunning in my opinion. So this is a nice thing that at least you have a choice of two paint schemes on this bike where the retail price is 7,000 US dollars. Okay, now we can dive into the specifications of this bike, and I will explain what do you exactly get for your hard-earned money. As always, we can kick off with the carbon frame and the fork on this bike. So the carbon frame is the Canyon's Ultimate CF SLX, and also the fork is the Canyon CF carbon fiber fork. Canyon gives the 6 years warranty on their carbon fiber frames and the forks, which is decent in the bike industry, like a totally average warranty, nothing special. You have brands like, Giant, Merida, Trek, Specialized, which can give you a lifetime warranty. So I always wish that Canyon would move to the lifetime warranty at some point, especially on these expensive bikes. This carbon frame and the fork, of course, come with the internal cable routing. There is a press-fit bottom bracket and also 12mm through axles, both front and the back. I will also mention here that you will get on this frame flat mount disc brakes. You see, when it comes to the quality of these carbon fiber frames, I've definitely heard mixed opinions. Some of the people really get their CF-SLX level carbon fiber frames and forks in an excellent condition. Some people get it a bit messed up with a lower quality control, but the good thing is if you order your Canyon bike online and then when you put it together, if you feel that something is not correct, you can always get it to your local bike mechanic. They can double check it, and if there's any problems, I still believe that Canyon has a 30-day kind of money back guarantee, so you can send it back, they can try to fix it or whatever. So just keep that in mind, that lately I've heard mixed opinions about the quality control. Now let's talk about the drivetrain on this bike. So what do you get? So when it comes to the shifters, front mech and the rear mech, you are getting a superb Shimano's Ultegra Di2 group set. So this is the 12-speed electronic group set from Shimano. Absolutely stunning group set, excellent stuff, no problems here. It is a semi-wireless group set, so the shifters and the front mech communicate wirelessly, and then you have the front mech and the rear mech which are connected with the cable. The rear mech on this bike can accept the maximum cassette size of 34 tooth, and I will just mention here, since we are speaking about the cassette, that the cassette that you get on this bike is the Shimano's Ultegra cassette, 12-speed cassette, in this case 1130 cassette. This is paired with the crankset, again Shimano's Ultegra crankset, in this iteration with the 4i power meter. This is a single-sided power meter, and this crankset is 5236 chainrings. So immediately you see 5236 chainrings paired with 1130 cassette. You shouldn't have any big problems in climbing some steep mountains, but in case you do, you can always upgrade the cassette to 1134, which is excellent in my opinion. As I said, bottom bracket on this bike is a press fit bottom bracket, classical Shimano BB72. Again, I'm not expecting any creaking noises, but this will definitely depend on the quality control on the carbon fiber frame. And if you notice any creaking noises, then definitely you should remeasure the bottom bracket area of the bike and see if there's any quality control problems. Chain you are getting here is the Shimano's M8100 chain, so that's a 12-speed chain from the Shimano's mountain bike world. Don't worry about that, it's a perfect chain. It is on the orders of course, Shimano Ultegra level chains. It's going to work perfectly fine, and definitely in the future, I would advise you to keep up with the Shimano 12-speed chains, whatever you want to use. Shimano Ultegra, Shimano Dura-Ace, or maybe even the Shimano XT, XTR chains. Now let's talk about the braking system on the bike. So you are getting Shimano's Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes. Excellent stuff in my opinion. Front and back it should be 160mm braking rotors, MT800 braking rotors front and the back, and these are with ice freezer technology, so you will have a very good heat dissipation and stopping power, so absolutely no cutting corners here. And definitely in the future I suggest you to stick with the Shimano Ultegra or Shimano Dura-Ace braking rotors, or again you can use Shimano XT or XTR braking rotors from the mountain bike world. Definitely 160mm, don't go down to 140mm, it just doesn't make any sense. Now let's talk about the wheel set on the bike, because it's definitely one of the secret sauces. In this case, Canyon has included an excellent DT Swiss Arc 1400D cut wheel set. This wheel set, as it is on the open market, if you want to buy it, it starts from about $2,600 so it's an absolutely stunning wheel set. And if we look some of the specifications of this wheel set, you can see that the front wheel comes in approximately 716 grams and the rear wheel 836 grams. We can call it roughly all in approximately 1,600 grams for this carbon fiber wheel set. The rim height is 50mm in this case. The inner rim width is going to be 20mm, so okay, not a super wide rim, but DT Swiss usually makes a bit narrower rims. The hubs that you are getting on this wheel set are absolutely stunning. DT Swiss 240 hubs, excellent, probably the best hubs on the market you can ever buy. 12mm true axles, of course, front and the back. And I will just mention here that these hubs come with the DT Swiss Ratchet EXP36 system. Excellent system, reliable, easy to service. I mean, top-notch wheels in this case. Also, you are getting a DT Swiss aero spokes. And this wheel set can be turned into a tubeless wheel set, of course, but you will just need to provide your own tubeless tape and tubeless valves. So as I was saying, one of the secret sauces of this bike, definitely this DT Swiss Arc 1400D cut wheel set. Now when you look at the tires on this wheel set, this is an interesting choice. At the front you are having a Schwalbe Pro 1 25mm tire, of course tubeless-ready tire, but at the rear you have the same tire, Schwalbe Pro 1, but this case 28mm tires. I don't know what kind of trick they are trying to play here, I just think it's a bit ridiculous. Both of these tires, in my opinion, should be 28mm, just because you will have a good air volume and much smoother ride. They might say that there are some aerodynamic advantages on the 25mm tire at the front, but personally, when you destroy this tire, I strongly recommend you to just fit 28mm tires, both front and the back. Now let's talk about the cockpit of this bike. So when you look at the handlebar and the stem on this bike, you are getting Canyon's CP0018 aero cockpit. So this aero cockpit is basically a one-piece handlebar and the stem, carbon fiber of course, but it's a one-piece aero design. You have a bit of adjustment here in the width of the handlebar, plus minus 20mm, and also the height can be adjusted 15mm, but definitely keep in mind that this is a proprietary piece. If you need to replace this piece in the future, options are, a bit limited. You can buy, of course, from Canyon their own aero cockpit. And again, if you are looking for some fine tuning of the position of this bike, well, you have this limit of 20 millimeters of the width or 15 millimeters of the height adjustment. I don't know why they did it on this climber's bike. Of course, they will claim some kind of aerodynamic advantage, but personally, I just like a classical separate pieces for the handlebar and the stem. So keep that in mind. When you look at the seat post and the saddle, the seat post is the Canyon's carbon fiber seat post. It is a bit of a D-shaped carbon fiber seat post. Perfectly fine. It's going to soak up some of the smaller road bumps. And also the saddle is the Selle Italia SLR Boost. Excellent saddles from Selle Italia in my opinion, and since they are a bit of a personal preference, okay, you might like this saddle. If not, very easy to upgrade and replace. And also I have to mention here that Canyon is saying that the total bike weight is, I believe, 7.14 kilograms, so this is probably for some kind of size medium. Let's add pedals on top of that, another 300 grams. So all in, out of the box, we are probably speaking about 7.4, 7.5 kilograms for this bike in some kind of size medium. It is a decent bike weight on the lighter side, but again, I wouldn't say anything special in this case. So all in all, let's do a summary of this bike. So with the retail price of 6,450 British pounds or 7,000 US dollars, what should you do with this bike? Well, I believe that you should definitely consider this bike. I would say the highlights of this bike definitely include the Shimano Ultegra Di2 electronic group set, and also these amazing DT Swiss Arc 1400 D-cut carbon wheels. This is definitely the highlight of the bike, and if you want this top level of the equipment, then okay, for 7,000 US dollars, you definitely have to consider this bike. So, I think this is going to be it for today. I hope you like what I'm doing, and if you do, keep on watching, keep on liking, and as always, I will see you soon in the next episode. Cheers!